Hello, Isaac in Austria Plenary. This is the first educational cycle that we are delivering as ECB Zeal, and we are very happy for this moment. We're starting with something very basic, which is just an introduction to ECB. In this session, we're going to see the clarity of role of ECB. What does the ECB really do? And then basic synergy connections of ECB in general and with the national plenary. And by the end, we're going to see touch points that ECB should have, especially with national plenary again. I am your facilitator, and before I start, I'd like to have an alignment, which is the question and answer space. We'll be very happy to receive your questions through this form, anything that you want to ask. And make sure that you fill it properly because we want to give you the best answering experience, whether through live or through one to one or through email. Just fill it correctly. So I am your facilitator again, and now I'd like you to meet me. My name is Fadia Fortas. I am not just your facilitator, I am your ECB chair, and I come from ISEC in Algeria and I belong now to ISEC in Austria. You can now meet my team, three handsome boys. Farman Fahim, OGX Audit Manager, he's from ISEC in Pakistan. Sando is Operations Manager from ISEC in India. Raul, as known as Ro, he's ISEC's Audit Manager and he comes from ISEC in India as well. Radia and the three boys are your ECB team. So now, what is ECB? ECB is an entity controlling body responsible for the governance and compliance of the ISET portfolio internal policies and the arbitration of cases concerning exchange standards and ER principles of ISEC entities. In other words, ISEC has two main roles, one internal for ISECers and one external during the exchange processes. ECB is the last decision-making body on national level in regards to IPIP, the new internal document, and IEPP, the new external documents related to exchange. An independent board working directly with MC through our MC responsible Elena, LCs, through your LCPs and LCVPs, and ICB our team leaders and coaches that we have to ensure that every customer and stakeholder experience complies with ethical and operational standards. ECB is here to make sure that everything we do is going in the right way, in the legal way, and in the ethical way. We are making sure that ISEC is existing for developing leadership. The purpose of ECB is to support the governance of ISEC portfolio and ensure customer centricity by guaranteeing operational and ethical compliance in every ISEC activity. Now we move to the ECB synergy. In total, no, here we're going to talk about the ECB workflow. How does ECB work? ECB has certain processes like audit processes, like break procedures, in these processes, we connect with you. It is called synergies. We are connecting with you when we want to do audit. You help us in audit when you want to break. Those synergies through you feedback us. So these synergies are important because they give us feedback. And why feedback is important and relevant to us? Because it helps us improve our processes. And this is why ECB synergy is something very important. In general, ECB should have 24 synergies. We must have with MC. Core synergies are with the MCP and the MC responsible and the Prevention Harassment Committee that's going to take place in December. Legalities Department mainly in finance. Plenary Management Department mainly TM with Millie. Operations Department mainly with Fabi and Moara and sometimes even BD. With ICB, this is something related to us as ECB, but I can tell you that we have weekly and monthly meetings with ICB chair and the board development team leaders, with audit team leader, and with customer support. We have indirect contact with EPs through our LCVPs, and we have also synergies with the ECB network, who are the other ECB chairs. But mainly, the needed synergy is with national plenary, which is you, through the board of presidents and LCVPs, team leaders, and team members. How the synergy is going to be? Delivering educational cycle. in conferences, summits, or virtual like this one. Provide quarterly reports with the activities done and current state of break statute as well as some recommendation for product. It's like a newsletter where we tell where our LCs stand and what should they improve. Run audit system is going to happen very soon to ensure every product and function is running according to IPIP. Again, IPIP is a new document. Provide consultancies regarding IPIP, auditing, and quality management. We'll talk about consultancies in a while. Have direct contact with Board of Presidents. Legislate ECB processes in the National Compendium. Now, we're going to talk about the touch points. SCP is in communication with ECB chair. It is a vice versa relationship. LCPs should reach the ECB chair, and the ECB chair should reach the LCPs as well in order to report and to give consultancies and to tell him about the state of the LC. Give consultancy spaces. The ECB team has the role and function to guide you during the IPAP related processes and give you specific education if you require. Better to ask first, reduce risk, and deliver better customer centric leadership experiences every day. Always please reach us. As ECP team, we are here and we are very happy to receive your questions about anything. Before you do something that you don't know how to do it, if you have a problem with an EP or with an enabler, you don't understand the clause in the new documents, just text us through WhatsApp, through email. Hello, hi, we don't know how, what does this mean? We want to do this. How can we do? Please, can you please help us? And everything will be solved because when you ask first, we reduce the risks and we make better experiences.